It's been a bit. It's been like a couple of days. We actually got that video done, and I needed to take a break yesterday. So we're just gonna get right to this. Again, this specific video, there's no time frame for it to get done. There's still a lot of things we have to do. So I'm gonna work on this for like 45 minutes. Then I gotta go to the gym, come back. I'll work on something else. I'll start the next video. I'll start the next series I'm gonna be working on, and just go from there. Okay, so we are on section 9. All right, that's fine. So let me just look at my outline and see what section 10 is. Threshold of dissociation. Okay. Again, I gotta keep it a little bit quiet because my sergeant is currently sleeping right now, so I'm not trying to wake him up. And another thing is, it was our duty. It was our duty today. I didn't want to stream yesterday because people know I actually do this, and they'll come on the stream and just troll the fuck out of me, and that breaks my concentration. So I'd rather just be 100% focused on this. Okay, let's get to this. This will be the theme of dissociation. Threshold of dissociation. Okay. Interesting. Cover your ears. All right. It doesn't scream. It doesn't scream. Or announce. Yeah, announce itself. Again, I don't really have a specific time frame for when this is done. This will get done when it's done. Because this one's a very like intense one. It's very like complex and in depth. So I'm taking my time with this one. Okay. A little bit descriptive here. Grand spectacle. If I can fucking spell. Grand spectacle. Slow, disjointed. And quiet. So I kind of figured out what the issue with this audio interface is. It's more so that this audio interface, it's good. I like it for what it is, but I can't have my headphones and my XLR mic plugged in at the same time because they share a common ground. So there'd be a lot of crosstalk, which is really, really not good. Like I learned the hard way during the last horror video I did. When I was doing my analysis, for some weird reason, the mic's audio was seeping through into my headphones, and I'm like, what? How is that even possible? So to remedy that, we had actually plugged in the headphones into a separate port. Like I have a USB audio system right next to me to actually hold my headphones, which has a 3.5 point port. So we plugged it in there, and we haven't had any crosstalk. So I mean, it is what it is. I just can't monitor my voice from the audio interface anymore. So as long as there's no like audio issues, like we're good. But we're working up the kinks little by little. I'm thinking about upgrading a couple more things. All right. The only problem is that I've seen is the settings that I had before, like in regards to audio, it's kind of loud. That's when I have my headset on. Like, yeah, let me just not listen to music right now. I have music in the background just for ambience, but I gotta actually focus right now, so I'm not gonna be really listening to music in the background right here. Just a tiny little bit. So, ouch. I'm still gonna hold off on the Metroid one because I don't know which one to do. No one voted on that poll, so I'm like, I'll sleep on what I'm gonna do with that one. But primarily, I'm gonna focus on this because this one again is the big one. Like, this is a very lengthy video. I'm not gonna condense it. Whatever the length's gonna be, it's gonna be. So we're at 24. We're at 24 sections so far. I don't think I need to add any more to this, but if we do, we do. I will get back to Golden Sun later. That's at the end of script writing. It's just I have to do like a lot of extra stuff in the background. So nothing too crazy. We're not gonna be doing any like shenanigans with Separate and Unity, but I just needed to prioritize the two projects that I was working on. And as we've seen, the other project was released the other day. I like it for what it was. This one eventually will get released, and I'll start another project today as well. We're gonna be doing I haven't come up with a title. It's pretty much horror games and running away. Then I'll get back to I'll get back to lore files, and I'll get back to some more other lore videos. But for now, we're just gonna continue working on the projects we're working on, and then we'll just go from there. But I am gonna slow it down a little bit just so I don't get burnt out, because the past couple of days working on the Sue project definitely did burn me out. I'm not gonna deny that, especially when it came to like actually reading the script. Like, that script was long. It was 10 pages of just yapping and yapping, and my injury just kept on acting up. Like, I kept on stuttering and slurring the entire time. It was like terrible, but we got it done. So sorry. All right, I gotta focus on this. So Vira's sense of self. So it's eroded. Performance is good to use here. Performance. I think one of her most defining features is the comedic Tatari smile. Y'all know the one, like the big gigantic smile she does. Yep. The first time I saw him, like, whoa, holy shit, we're doing some tight moon smiles right now. That's we get the point. Holy shit. Smiling woman, sheesh. We're gonna be disruptive again. Should be screaming. Okay. Hmm. A little bit more descriptive. Like, smiling when she should scream. Speaking with elegance. Oh, whoops. All right, let's see. I almost forgot about this. I actually have to do this because this is a long one, so I don't actually lose track where the hell I'm at. So this is section 10. Section 10 out of 24. And we're at 8 pages. So going off of this is probably going to be going on to 16 pages. And going off of what we did the other day with powerlessness, Raw was 40 minutes of just me talking. We condensed it down to 26 minutes, not including the analysis. So this will probably be pushing almost an hour. Holy shit. Okay. Okay. All right. It's fractured. Oh yeah. How could I forget? I always forget I gotta charge this. That's just for me to see a little bit better. All right. Her inner world. It's fractured. All right. So as mentioned, I'm gonna do this for a little bit. I gotta get the gym out of the way. Do a couple extra IRL stuff. I'll come back, do Golden Sun, finish that one up. So that will be at least done by the time I go on leave. Then later on today, I'll start the next project and still continue to work on this on the side. I'm gonna be going on holiday block leave this Saturday actually, so I'll be back at home. So audio is gonna be different from what we have here, but I'll be gone for like 16 days, but I'll still be working in the background. We're gonna really become let's become a fractured. Let's become a fractured mirror. Good analogy. We're gonna tie in with Daniela, so each shard. When Daniela breaks that mirror, she takes the shard. Each shard reflecting a different emotion. Yeah, that one's good. Shard reef. Each shard reflecting a different emotion. Need, dread, longing, and I hate using longing, but in Vira's case, that definitely is true. And anger. But none of them align because she's fractured. Her mind is fractured, but none of them align. None of them form a complete person. Okay, so let me just read this out loud and see how this sounds. Vira's collapse. Oh, it's already starting. Vira's collapse isn't loud. It doesn't scream or announce itself with grand spectacle. It seeps in, slow, disjointed, and quiet. By the point in her emotional descent, Vira's sense of self has eroded so completely that all that remains. Always proofread your stuff. All that remains is performance. Smiling when she should scream, speaking with elegance when she wants to be understood. Her inner world becomes a fractured mirror. I'll fix that. Her inner world becomes a fractured mirror, reflecting a different emotion, need, dread, longing, and anger, but none of them align. None of them form a complete person. Okay. This is not water. This is some weird concoction of pre-workout and creatine. It's because I'm about to go work out, but yeah. Right now, I'm getting like blasted by caffeine. I mean, I need it because it's so early in the morning. So it's only 7 o'clock, but I'm not. I'm not the best morning person. Like it'll take me. It takes me a little bit, but I'll eventually I'll get up. But I'm not the meme of someone who's just completely dead in the morning. Like it takes me like a second, but eventually I'm just good to go. Like after like a few minutes. I do need caffeine because I'm an old ass man. Okay, but I'm not a pharmacally person. Okay, we'll use the abbreviation. All right, I'll reference Granblue, but we're gonna use the abbreviation for versus. Actually, we use versus as an example here. So in Granblue versus Wheat Witness, the external science is breakdown. Okay, we can actually tie into the point that I was bringing up before. Her eyes, a person's eyes is a good indicator of their emotional state. Because if people have played Near Automata before, we obviously 2B's in Granblue Versus. There's a reason why 2B and the rest of the androids, the Yorha androids, where it's not a blindfold. It's technically a visor. They can still see, but there's a reason why they wear the blindfolds. It's because human emotion is tied to their eyes, and with the androids, they want to make it seem like they're like emotionless. That's the goal. Like they want to make it seem like they have no emotion, so they cover their eyes up so people can't see their eyes. And obviously, the majority of them have piercing blue eyes. And for people that don't know who haven't played Nier Automata, 2B is a good friend. Let's just say 2B is a good friend. She's probably the most emotional android like ever in that series, besides arguably A2. They're both good androids. They both cover like a lot of good areas. 2B's a good friend, and A2 is also a good friend. They're both that. But in Vira's case, you can see her eyes just shift from time to time. It's like she'll have the normal detailed eye 1 second, then out of nowhere they just lose all detail, showcasing that her mental state is just all over the fucking place. Because once you lose detail in your eyes in anime, it shows that you're pretty much going off the deep end in whichever like area you're going off the deep end in. Normally, well, not normally. Sometimes, like when someone's dying, using Edinal's mom in Full Metal Alchemist, when she was giving her a speech before she died, her eyes was completely all detailed because she's dying right there. Or using a very unorthodox explanation, well, example, Pokemon, Lucamine. In her battles, her eyes just completely lose all detail, showcasing how crazy she is before she does her heel face turn. But yes, and what I'm getting at is the eyes are a very important tool to use when trying to see someone's emotional state. Okay. So in Village's case, her eyes. Her instability. And I cannot spell. It's too early in the morning for this. How long am I doing this? 20 minutes? Okay. At times. Okay, I can use this. Lose detail when they confront an emotional threat. Sort of. Because she still loses detail when confronting Katalina. I'm just thinking aloud, just don't mind me. I can, yeah, emotional threat is good to use here. Okay, we can do that. We can definitely do that. Okay. Then out of nowhere, they lose detail. Hold on. We have to actually talk about that. I forgot. So, the eyes always being used. I cannot spell right now. I'm so sad. As an indicator of someone's emotional states. There we go. Again, using my analogy, 2B, for example, her visors cover her eyes because the whole human emotion aspect is that's tied with the eyes. Your HUD doesn't want their androids to show emotion or be expressive, but in 2B's case, it's like she's like the most emotionally charged character in that damn game. Detail when confronting emotional threats. They lose detail when confronting emotional threats. Yeah, emotional threats is good to use here. We can get a little bit. We can get descriptive how Kokomo she gets. So her voice wavers. And again, I play Hyperdimension Neptunia. I played it in the past. When I hear her going crazy, I'm like, damn, Noir is just going off the fucking deep end here. She said they have the same. They share the same voice actor as Noir and Vira, and it's like, oh my god, I hear it. Like it's the one character that doesn't have friends is going ballistic, and she has. Well, that's the ongoing joke in Neptunia that Noir has no friends. But damn, just hearing her and Hearing that voice with Vira, it's like, oh my god, this is what happens when she just goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. That VA does a good job. All right, I'm gonna do a few more minutes. I definitely gotta get going. I need to get to the gym before it starts getting packed. It's a 24-hour gym, but it gets packed very fast. And today's a push day, so I'm gonna be there for a little bit. Hmm. Her voice wavers between grace and volatility. I'm not even gonna bother. I know I'm cooked right now. I'm so cooked. I cannot spell for shit. Volatility. Yup, of course. This is what happens when I stream early. It's like, I'm still sleepy. Volatility. She speaks in contradictions, that's for sure. She speaks in contradictions. Polite words mixed with malice. Just look at her interactions with Luane and you'll see. Oh my goodness. Polite words. And we need that here. Polite words mixed with malice. Polite words mixed malice. I can reference Katalina too. It's adortion. Yeah, adortion. Yeah, we can use adortion. 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 Be live a destructive fear and mania. Oh yeah. She's yeah, it gets funny. Speaking of which, we can talk a little bit about how weird she is in in her idol positions. Oh, do not poke your eye out with your glasses. These are more so equivalent of they're glasses to wear when you're like viewing a monitor. I have terrible eyes due to my years of competing and fighting games. Like my eyes are just ass now. I can still see. I can still see pretty good. I can pass the eye exam, like the military eye exam. But it's like, yeah, they're not as good as they used to be. Like I had very good eyes when I was younger, but all these years of just watching out for ambiguous cross-ups or mix-ups, my eyes being glued in the screen is like, oh man, my eyes are just ass now. But I just don't want to strain them whenever I'm like writing this because I'm looking at a dark screen or white screen for like a long period, just writing shit. So they do get strained. Especially the environment I'm in. I'm in a brown environment. It's just all desert. Weird. Okay. Um, for animation and reflect. Why did I write police? Wow, I am so cooked right now. Polite. Her, her neutral stance is very. Her neutral stance is extremely aggressive. I'm not going to deny that. Her I play fucking fighting games. I can't play neutral right now. Um, it's aggressive. The neutral idle animation is aggressive. How can I like transition this? Her neutral idle animation is aggressive. Um, her taunting animation, especially towards. All right, I can just do this sentence by sentence. It'll be a lot easier that way because it's a lot. So her taunt animation. No, she lingers. It's Katalina. Word, don't do this. Thank you, word. What? Please don't correct this. In a loving faction. She taunts. Okay. We know. We know. We know. We know. God damn it. That taunting animation is fucking weird. If she taunts, she displays she displays classic Yandere. She displays classic Yandere mannerisms accompanied. Okay. I know. I know. I whiffed A for some weird reason. Accompanied by accompanied by I'm not gonna even say disturbing, but the for people that know Type Moon and yeah, the Tatsuri smile, the very very gigantic smile with her bangs covering her eyes. So it's like accompanied by unsettling smile. There we go. Unsettling smile. It's not unsettling. It's hilarious, but well, you get the point. It's supposed to be seen in that way. Accompanied by an unsettling smile. Oh. There's more. Like obviously when she does her, we're not gonna be talking about installed Vira because she's more so robotic in a sense. But it's vanilla Vera that we're going to be talking about the most. And vanilla Vera, she gets very expressive, especially when she does her super. She goes through a lot of colorful expressions. I'm not even going to deny that. I'm going to go into a little more detail about that. Yeah, let's be a little more. I'll describe this a little bit better. I'll show it in the video, but I'll be a little bit more descriptive. Her taunt again, specifically do it against Katalina, and then you'll get the full Yandere experience. If I remember correctly, I don't obviously you never want to taunt unless you really don't like your opponent, but remember she hunches forward, her eyes cover her bangs, and the Tatsuri smile shows up. Okay, her taunt where she hunches forward with her bangs, veiling her face. Oh my god. There we go. Her face. Reveals eerie grin. It reveals an eerie grin. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Desperate. Desperate mask. Stretched over a collapsing psyche. And again, just be patient. I'm still working on this audio. I'm still relatively new to this, so be patient with me. At least it's not as YouTube can be brutal at times. For the longest time, when I was playing just my fighting games with the homies, they've never said like had any audio issues with my headset, and I don't know where get a new mic. Like, okay, cool. And yeah, just be patient. I'm still relatively new to this, so I'm still working out the kinks bit by bit. Lapsing psyche. So and it sure the hell does. We're not even gonna deny that. I've said it before, the fact that Lil Wayne and his brothers are still alive, it's holy shit. That's the sheer she's pissed. She's really pissed. The sheer anger, not even anger, it's like sheer rage she exhibits. There's been a couple of times where Lil Wayne probably should have died. Not Vira, probably Narmaya. Especially with the brownie she cooked for Grand / Jita. And again, I'm just shocked that they're even alive still. But hey, you need comedic relief. The dead, detailless eyes. Again, I'm gonna tie into the eyes because they're a big one. That's fine. Detailless. You put a hyphen there. That's fine. We need to include the fact that we include that detailless eyes, and the classic the classic shape of her eyebrows that go in this angle. That one's a good one to use. That's definitely a good one to use. She doesn't have. If they gave her the eye twitch, that would have been awesome. But she doesn't have the eye twitch. It's just her brows that her brows just go in that angle. So we can put the exaggerated. I cannot spell. Thank you. Thank you, word. The exaggerated angle in her brow. The loss of verbal restraint, that's for sure. So homie just die. Strength. Illustrate. It's not just. It doesn't just illustrate how angry she is. It's just. It just ties into the emotional state of her. Okay, illustrate. Not hatred. Okay, this is a fun one to do because there's so much detail we can go into, but it's easy to lose track of things. But a total loss. Renewation. Like she's we're not gonna deny it. Like Vira is she gets stupidly unhinged. These aren't outbursts. These aren't outbursts from a stable mind. From a stable mind. Stable mind. They are the desperate. They're the desperate gasps. Someone drowning their own mind. Actually, got to start wrapping this up because I don't want to waste the pre-workout. I'm a very tough workout today, so I want to go in, just can kick ass and just come back later. Drowning in their own mind. No, actually, need would be good here. Drowning in their own need. So, nerf. Okay, drowning in their own need. I never thought when I was practicing Granblue the other day just for footage. It's been a bit. Like I'm still hang, but the game has shifted so weird. It's like Vira was a very good character just because of how she is, how good her normals are, how good her range is. Just she had very good tools. Like we're not gonna deny it. She can survive in a game that's overly busted, where Grant still wreaks havoc with his boots. But the tiers have shifted so much. It's like when I stopped playing, she was like she was high, but now she's like in the mid range. I'm like, whoa! Because I was playing my psychologist buddy, and he's like, yeah, like I'm like, dude, what the hell happened while I stopped playing? Because he never stopped playing Granblue. He's like, yeah, like tiers have like gone all over the place. They're giving people buffs that never didn't need buffs. They're like, you're playing Tekken. I'm like, holy shit! Like they buffed Fairy and Matera. I'm like, whoa! Especially Fairy. I'm like, Fairy was already like annoying as hell, but now they buffed her because she was considered bad. I'm like, oh fuck. All right, sorry, I'm getting into fighting game talk, but yeah, Vira. When I was practicing the other day, I'm like, whoa, this game is just gone off the freaking deep end. Okay, and yet it's not theatrical. Yeah, it's not. I used this the other. I used this the other theatrical insanity. Uh, Vira doesn't go mad, sort of, in the way media portrays her. Again, it's like she gets a bad rap just because of how they write her. But again, this whole point of this video is to show that she's more than just a Yandere. There's a lot. There's a lot to her story. It's like with Akia. Like Akia is, well, Tono. Her and Tono are actual siblings, but she treats him like if he was her own brother, calls him Nissan and all that fun jazz. But she can be seen as the oppressive younger sister that loves her brother, but I mean, not really siblings, but whatever. I guess if you want to see it that way, you can see it that way. But it's just media does a very bad habit of portraying Vera, and she gets a very bad rap. Yes. Um, her dissociation is subtle. Dissociation is subtle. Unsettling. Unsettling. Yeah, unsettling. It can be seen as unsettling. So she smiles. She smiles. Ranking. We get yeah, we can get descriptive. I think people wouldn't mind. Oh man, I'm gonna have a fun time reading this one. She laughs. She laughs. The only thing left inside of her is silence. Only is seen. So this is not. She should not be portrayed as a villain ever. She's not a villain in the slightest. This is not the descent of a villain. It is the death of a self. It is the death of a self that never had a chance to behold. Had a chance. Bingo. Perfect. Okay, so let's read this out loud. Damn, it feels like I wrote so much, but I wrote so little. Oh my god, I hate that so much. Vera's collapse isn't loud. It doesn't scream or announce itself with grand spectacle. It seeps in slow, disjointed, and quiet. By the point in her emotional descent, by the point in her by the point in her emotional descent, Vera's sense of self has eroded so completely that all that remains is performance. Smiling when she should scream, speaking with elegance when she wants to be understood. Her inner world becomes a fragmented mirror, each shard reflecting a different emotion: need, dread, longing, and anger. But none of them align. None of them form a complete person. In Granblue Versus, we witnessed the external signs of this breakdown. The eyes have always been used as an indicator of someone's emotional state. Her eyes showcase her instability. At times they are vibrant and expressive, and out of nowhere they lose detail when confronting emotional threats. Her voice wavers between grace and volatility. She speaks in contradictions, polite words mixed with malice, adoration drowned in mania. Her animations in Granblue Versus reflect this instability. Her neutral idle animation is aggressive. If she lingers without moving against Katalina, she will start saying Onesama in a loving fashion. Her tongue, where she hunches forward with her bangs veiling her face, reveal that eerie grin. a desperate mass stretched over a collapsing psyche. Her interactions with Wayne in particular expose her mental fragmentation. The sheer rage she exhibits, the dead, detailless eyes, the exaggerated angles in her brow, the loss of vibrant restraint illustrate not hatred, but a total loss of emotional regulation. These aren't outbursts from a stable mind. That's that. That's a They are the desperate gasp of someone drowning in their own need, and yet it's not theatrical insanity. Vira doesn't go mad in the way media so often portrays. Her dissociation is subtle, unsettling. She smiles while breaking. She fights while begging to be loved. Oh my god. She laughs when the only thing left inside of her is silence. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I'm being cringe. I'm being cringe. This is not the descent of the villain. This is not the descent of a villain. It is the death of a self that never had a chance to behold. Okay. All right. We'll keep the cringiness. All right. We did section 10 out of 24. Later on today I can do a little bit more. I got a couple of extra streams to do today. Finish up the Golden Sun script. I need to actually start working on that. I'll start the next project, which is gonna be. I wrote this down somewhere. Hold on. The next one's gonna be what? No Escape: How Horror Games Turn Running into Terror. Oh, that's gonna be a funny one. But yeah, like we're doing good. This one's getting there, bit by bit. It's getting there. So we're still haven't gotten to the halfway point, but we're at page 9 out of 9. So I'm kind of like dreading this. But good shit. I gotta go to the gym, so I'll see people later. We out. Bye.